You're watching the Focus Trip live stream.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine. Our flags unfurled to every breeze, from dawn to setting sun. We have fought in every clime and place where we could take a gun. In the snow of far-off northern lands and in sunny tropic seas, you will find us always on the job, the United States Marine. Here's health to you and to our corps, which we are proud to serve. In many a strife we fought for life and never lost our nerve. If the Army and the Navy ever look on heaven's scenes, they will find the streets are guarded by United States Marines.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. Happy 250th birthday to the United States Marine Corps. Heck yeah, my father was a Marine during Vietnam. My older brother was a Marine right after 9/11. So yeah, I mean, runs in the family a little bit. Not me though. I'm a retard, or maybe I'm too smart to be a Marine, something like that. But before we get into the stream, we have Richard and Dank. How's you guys' night?
Good. I just got back from shooting.
Heck yeah, that's a great Monday activity. Richard, how's your day going?
Dealing with snow.
Snow already, yeah. I still got snow outside too. Yesterday it was 21 with a wind factor of 2. So it was quite cold, or wind chill of 2. Sorry. It was very, very, very cold.
It started snowing overnight Saturday night here and lost power Sunday morning very early. And it has been snowing nonstop since, and I don't have winter clothes, so this is fun.
Dude, I am just convinced you have the worst luck on purpose.
I do. Dude,
constantly for everything.
So
it's like
I
moved
broke
to
my
a cold
hand
place.
last week. It's been great.
You should have done that.
I know I shouldn't have done that. I stuck my hand in a fan.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
He's gonna lose power. His floor's gonna cave in. He's gonna break his ankle. He's not gonna have any blankets. And
no, I got plenty of blankets. I am covered on blankets.
Catch fire. Something bad will happen. I just know it. With his luck, it's gonna be something.
It is
like
insured, although it is completely wood. So fingers crossed. I hope it doesn't.
Wooden doors aren't very effective at keeping the heat inside, right?
It'll
Not
be
very
fine.
Good. Not very good insulation, right? Well, if you guys needed more good news, I love this combo. You can't stop winning, gentlemen. All right. So we have 2 of the silliest financial decisions of all time. And this is just, of course, from Tomfo, because it's a great account that you should follow. Been on the channel, very based, but Trump is considering the creation of 15-year car loans in addition to the 50-year mortgage. Now,
That's
uh,
so cool.
you guys remember how we voted for like deportations and like, I don't know, fiscal responsibility or reducing the deficit or something like that? Instead, it's like, or even to release the Epstein files, because I remember that was something, but instead you get infinite usury. You get a 7% tax rate if you're interest rate if you're lucky on a car for 15 years, dude. That is what, 180 months. 180 months.
No,
Yeah,
thank
but
you. If you can't outright afford a vehicle, you probably shouldn't be buying it.
I mean, listen, will this like on paper make some houses more accessible, quote unquote, right? Because your monthly payment will go down, but you'll pay twice as much, like literally double over that, 50-year period, which means you never own it.
Yeah.
You could
This
argue that
solves the
property
problem of
taxes.
BlackRock, guys. Come on.
Well, no, you just pay infinite money to these guys, right? Because BlackRock, when they're buying up properties, they don't care about interest rates or loans. It's all funny money to them, anyways.
It's fake
But
and
to
gay for
us,
them.
to your, middle class making 60K a year dude, you're like, well, I'm never going to get into a house. And well, there's this one loan opportunity. It's a 50-year mortgage, locked in. I can afford this. Will I ever actually own the house? No, but
Yeah, you could
here
buy
we
a
are.
house when you're 20 and pay it off when you're 70.
Well, I actually am wondering if I can do. Let's say you do the Marine American thing where you get your first contract, go to your local dealership, you sign up for a Dodge Charger at 19% over 15 years.
I was just
I
about to say that. I was wondering.
19% for 50 years. I'm pretty sure it would end up being like 90 to 95% interest when it's all said and done.
That's pretty awesome. I'm glad I bought a Ford Ranger a few weeks ago for $2,400.
That's a steal.
Yeah, just buy stuff in cash, guys.
Yeah.
Much stupider. I did um I did do a car loan on I bought a 2016 ST with like 7 miles on it with a 72-month loan. And that one there took me forever to get out from under on it. And I eventually just got rid of it at cost, basically. So I just like washed my hand with it at the end of 3 years. But
I
yeah,
know
it's
somebody who had.
getting into massive debt like this for especially cars that are so depreciable. They're so bad as an
What is it?
investment.
It
Horrible.
loses 15% of its value the second you drive off the lot.
I thought it was more. I thought it was like 30%, honestly.
Yeah.
It might
It's
be. And then it's like
Because
50% in what, like the first year or two?
at least it's not good. It's not good.
It's
And yeah,
stupid. Guys, please just go on Facebook Marketplace and find a Buick LeSabre, a 1995 Buick LeSabre, and just buy that.
well, I mean,
buying
you can
cash is definitely
just
one way
look
to
a
go.
few years. Like, so I bought a 2017 Equinox 2 years ago. It's like not a great car, terrible car, right? But I bought it for so cheap, I don't care, right? If it breaks, guess what? I just go buy another one. Just a different car, not necessarily that one. But you can go like 8 to 12 years back. You can find cars that are really cheap, used. Find one that's in relatively good condition, and then just run it into the ground, right? Just do it that way. You don't need to buying a new car. Horrible idea. Unless you're making $250,000 a year, then you can do what you want, right? Who cares at that point? You don't necessarily need to make the best financial decisions. But if you're poor and you're like, oh, I want a brand new car,
Don't.
you're just going to be strapped down forever with that thing, and the banks will be very happy at your subjugation because they make interest all the way around.
Oy vey.
I didn't post that. Thank you. Thank you for that, Richard.
Yeah.
Uh,
But whenever I go to work and I see my coworkers and I know they're making as much or usually less than me, and I see what cars they have compared to what car I have, I don't even want to think about their debt.
Oh yeah, no. When I was doing it, because I had a nice car, right? And I was like paying like $430 a month on the car payment. And then because I was like 21, the interest, or not the interest, sorry, the insurance was $200 a month. And then I was thinking to myself, like, do I actually even drive this thing like that much? Or do I need like a nice car to do what I'm doing, to drive to school and back? Because I was in college at the time. It's like, no. Like this is like really retarded that I'm paying this much per month for a car that I don't even really use as intended.
Yeah.
You know.
Moral of the story: a lot of people treat like mountains of debt like they're actually rich, when in reality they're poorer than you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like uh this affects certain people more, but it's all status symbols, right? And it's being viewed as rich, so you flaunt it externally with cars, watches, shoes, whatever else it might be.
So many
uh
shoes. Sometimes you
but
steal them.
sometimes, the looting after a flood or after a natural disaster, and they're just looting the shoe store for some reason. They gotta survive.
Maybe there's bread in those speakers.
The bread in those sneakers. Yeah. They
Yeah.
stuffed it on the inside.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting that bread, I don't know if you guys saw this. This broke like right before the show. So this is Mr. Robert O'Neill, who Richard, can you find the tweet where he said that he wanted to make those boys his concubines?
I can.
That's probably one of my favorite all-time tweets. But Rob O'Neill, the person who claimed to shoot Osama bin Laden, all right, and claimed to do it, probably didn't, most likely didn't, almost certainly didn't, kind of admitted that he didn't. Well, he's suing the former podcast known as Anti-Hero. Now, what's funny is the timing is unfortunate, as the Anti-Hero podcast is already broken up with Brent and what's the other guy's name? Brent and the other dude going separate ways due to internal issues, drama, and whatnot. So, former Navy SEAL who fatally shot Terror Chief Osama bin Laden. It's like Terror Chief, like another level to Master Chief. You have Terror Chief, Master Chief, right? The former Navy SEAL who, quote unquote, fatally shot Osama bin Laden is suing two podcasters for $25 million for repeatedly claiming he lied about assassinating the Al Qaeda leader, according to new court papers. I don't know why he would do this unless he's just trying to intimidate these retards. Because
there's only two possibilities that happen. He either gets proven to be a liar, or he drops the suit because they go, no.
Right. Oh, that makes it even funnier that it's Harry Sison, or Sisson, whatever his name is. That's so
Harry
funny.
Sissy.
Harry Sissy, yeah. Not very Harry Sissy. We're Gen Z voters, and we all proudly voted for Kamala Harris. Real men support Harris. Robert O'Neill replies, "You're not men, you're boys. If there was no social media, you would be my concubines." I don't know what you mean by that, all right? Wow.
He really is just bringing back that Afghani culture here.
Yeah, just a little bit of rubbing off on him, you know what I'm saying? Poor phrasing. Robert O'Neill, a highly decorated ex-member of the ultra-elite military unit, claims anti-hero broadcast podcasters Tyler Hoover and Brent Tucker have begun their unfair on-air crusade against him in 2023 and have since continued to falsely claim he lied about his heroic 2011 act. According to the Westchester County Supreme Court, lawsuit filed Monday, the eve of Veterans Day, which is tomorrow. Hoover, 37, and Tucker, 45, both Florida residents and military veterans themselves, first launched their smear campaign against O'Neill to get clicks and to bring attention to their YouTube channel, the suit alleged. Besides the Rob O'Neill who didn't kill bin Laden, Tucker said at one point during the pair's August 9th, 2023 episode on Antihero, which currently has 120,000 subscribers. It did dip a little bit. No, he didn't kill bin Laden. It's the worst kept secret in all the special ops. Tucker claimed, "I am not going to say, oh yeah, I was on the mission. I'd be as big a liar as Rob O'Neill." Tucker claimed he is friends with some of the other men who were on the mission, and that while they are too professional to contradict O'Neill's account, they also haven't said, oh yeah, he's a great guy. He killed Osama bin Laden. Here's a picture.
Maybe they're not too professional now.
Well, that's the weird thing about it, right? Because if O'Neill did kill bin Laden, right? then he maybe has some grounds because they defamed him. They called him a liar. They said he lied about his military record, the things that he's achieved, which goes against like some of I'm sure he's written books or made money off of that. So there might be grounds for defamation there if he did kill Osama bin Laden. But if he didn't, and if he provably didn't, like this seems like a really
Seems like a misplay.
yeah, unless it's just like intimidation to get them to shut up, which is funny because they already broke up. So,
Who are you suing at this point? It's a podcast that gets no views because it collapsed into
well, I
hell.
mean, you're still going after the individuals, right? And they have
That's
some
fair.
money, but
Not
do they
25
have-
mil.
Not 25 million. No, I mean maybe he's just wanting a settlement agreement, and for them to say basically, we won't talk about you anymore, and here's 100K or something like that. You know, who knows? Who knows? O'Neill 49 was on SEAL Team 6 for its famous May 2nd, 2011 Operation Neptune Spear and was personally responsible for claimed for landing the shots that killed September 11, 2001 terrorist plotter, the suit said. The fact was corroborated by the mission's leader, retired Admiral William H. McRaven, the lawsuit said. So, I mean, he's claiming, yes, I did, of course, and I can prove it. They're saying, no, you didn't, which would be very difficult to prove. I feel like it's not going to be able to be proven one way or the other definitively. Right? I don't know how you would. I mean, unless, because like if two team members says he did, and two other team members says he didn't, or most likely didn't, like, what's the jury supposed to do?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Show us the
Maybe
GoPro
not.
footage.
Yeah, dude. It shows the body cam footage. Wouldn't that be wild to get that released now? Although, actually, I don't even know if they can. At least not fully. They would have to edit it out because they still don't have like internal videos of the helicopters and stuff, right? All
Sure.
of those they would have to, have to heavily redact that. Dude, everybody's sending me this. I know. It's literally what I'm talking about right now, guys. Now, what is funny is today on the Sean Ryan show, they had Matt Bissonette, who I believe was also in SEAL Team 6. I haven't watched the episode, but I think Matt Bissonette is at least alleged to be the actual shooter of Osama bin Laden, right?
Yep.
So
I saw a YouTube short that corroborates that.
Well, let me see. Is this actually the short? It's 6 minutes long. That's not a short. Let me see if I can find it real fast.
These shorts are getting pretty long, eh?
Yeah, 6 minutes long is a little too long.
Yeah, 6 minutes long is like 5 minutes too long.
I mean, that's way above average.
Well,
That's
I mean, here's
crazy long.
Actually, maybe.
So I shot him twice when he was.
Here's the anti-hero clip on it that appears to contradict it. So why don't we just listen to this? Since
And
this
that's
is probably
from
relevant.
Sean Ryan.
Well, this is him on Sean Ryan. Well, this is
Right.
the problem, right? Okay, guys, these people, they start talking, and they talk a lot, and they talk a lot in a lot of different interviews, and then sometimes their stories like start not to line up, right? Especially with other published documentation, and then it's like, you have to match them together and see who's closer to the truth.
Standing up, I shot him again on the floor, so I can hear Bin Laden taking his last breath. When I shot him, he fell to the foot of the bed.
Where'd you shoot him?
I shot him in the face 3 times.
It's detrimental to the community.
How is he still breathing if you shot him in the face 3 times?
Oh.
I mean, it's theoretically possible.
Something agonal breathing.
So I shot him twice when he was standing up. I shot him again on the floor, so I can hear Bin Laden taking his last breath. When I shot him, he fell to the foot of the bed.
Where'd you shoot him?
I shot him in the face 3 times.
It's detrimental to the community. There are conflicting narratives. There is dispute as to the authenticity of any narrative that is in the public view.
Tell us about this one operator whose call sign was Red.
Red should be known as the SEAL operator who fired into Bin Laden and effectively killed him. He was at the head of the stack. He fired 2 shots. He got him center mass, and at that point, Bin Laden fell back into the room and onto the ground. A key detail. because everyone else who came into the door afterwards fired into him while he was down on the ground, and describes O'Neill, I think, as being the fourth guy through the doorway.
That's a little awkward if O'Neill is the fourth guy through the doorway and then the first guy shot him twice. Widow oops.
Better late than never.
Oopsie. I mean, listen, if O'Neill wants to claim that he shot him 3 times on the ground and that he was still breathing until he shot him, I mean, like nobody's claiming that Rob didn't have a part to play in the killing of Osama bin Laden, but it's really like the actual credit for the kill itself, right?
Yeah.
Who put the last bullet in him that sent him off this mortal coil, right?
They let everybody get one shot in. They could all split it.
Take
that's what I'm
turns,
wondering.
Firing
is, like,
squad style, we all shoot together, all right?
Is that standard operating procedure for like a KOC mission? After you go through the door and drop your first guy, everybody who steps over him pops one into the corpse?
Well, I mean, with my extensive time in Delta CAG DevGru, that I would know, of course, the inner workings of how these kill or capture missions work. But because all of that's classified, I can't tell you that, Richard.
No.
Well, I just figured that somebody had written a book somewhere that detailed.
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea, dude. So good luck, I guess, to all of them, Good job, guys. Like, whoever wins, like, I'm really happy for you or something. Rob O'Neill. I mean, listen, I gotta give you credit for this tweet, though. This tweet is an absolute banger. Absolute banger of a tweet from Rob O'Neill. I kind of want him to get paid just for this tweet alone, okay?
That was a good one.
Yeah. I don't know, something funny about, being like a really straight macho man and being like, I need a harem of boys to be my concubines.
He's got that concubine pedigree.
Actually, you know what? We should ask Matt Pranka what he thinks about Rob O'Neill. I think he would probably have some very choice words. It was actually Matt Pranka that took the kill. We all know that.
Hey, that's just as likely.
It's possible. Okay. Should we get to Glock V, or should we look at something a little gayer before that?
I mean, we've got some gay on here right now, so I think that's a good transition from gay to gay.
Okay, gay to gay. Well, hey, before we get to gay, we have
Speaking of gay,
we have Vintage Warfare.
What's going on, guys?
Good. How's your night going, man?
Hello.
Not too bad. Also, I didn't make that title. That was one of your guys.
That may have been
the last one.
Oh, was it? Two gays. Yeah, two gays do not cancel each other out. All right, it's squares. It doesn't cancel out.
So true.
All right. Well, I don't know. Should we talk about this? We have Vintage here, so let's talk about not that. That's too straight. Well, I mean, it is.
Oh man.
It is the Marine Corps' 250th birthday today. So why not we have some depressing posting? How about that? We'll go to this. Now there's a few of these, so we'll have a couple of these back to back. But
I feel bad for this guy.
Poor bastard.
We have 3 of them to cover. 3 different individuals who have poor thoughts, or they don't, 60, 70, 80 years later at this point, they look back at the sacrifice they made, at the sacrifice their brothers made, at the people that they lost, and then they have to ask themselves the question. You have to do that cold calculus. Was it worth it? Right?
Not when your children and your grandchildren throw it all away.
Well, let's let him do the talking. As this 100-year-old veteran of the greatest war, the worst war of all time, is sitting next to a quote unquote British man, and this female asking, what do you mean by that? What do you mean it wasn't worth it? I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be on this wonderful radio show or this wonderful news show if it wasn't for your sacrifice. You don't think that was worth it?
Yeah, you picked the perfect topic to make me crash out. Fuck that guy. They sit there and they fucking pry him. What do you mean by that? What do you fucking think it means?
We all
I'm just-
know.
Well, this is the thing that I don't know if they are actually retarded or evil, right?
A little bit of
Because
both.
think
It's
about
both.
it. This
It's
man
both.
this man is not a Antifa super soldier that you pretend he is on Reddit or X or Blue Sky. Like, do you understand what generation this man came from? Do you understand what he and his friends sacrificed that allows you to even be here? And do you think he thinks that that's worth it? Now his great granddaughters can have abortions and be raped in the streets by roving gangs. Do you think he thinks that's worth it?
Well, did you
Like,
see the post that they did up with him? Like they turned his beret pink and like started mocking him
oh yeah,
immediately,
no,
and then it was
mocking
deleted.
him.
It was
Mocking
deleted
him.
because it went against the. Oh no, he's not literally. Wait, GI Robot's not real.
Mm-hmm.
These
Well,
fucking people.
they were
man.
like, "Well, look at this clown, this 100-year-old clown. He's not happy with the way that the world turned out because he watched his friends die for this. He's such a laid bad person."
Some dysgenic punch killable septum ring person is the one mocking this man. I say this. I've said it a couple times now. But if the average USGI, the average Canadian soldier, the average Brit were alive today from that time period, the fighting men, they would flip their fucking countries upside down. They would. And it would not be pretty.
Yeah, well, I think
Insane.
these people try to rewrite the past, essentially, right? They're
Yeah.
essentially saying we were the heckin' good guys of, whatever conflict it happens to be, right? And because of that, everyone who fought on our side believes in what I believe now. If they were here today, they would be progressives, just like me.
Yeah,
And it's
I'm a
like-
good guy, so every single good guy for all of human history has to agree with me on everything.
Well, yeah, it's a 1984 style rewriting of history to make all of the great men of history or the people that you want to claim to be on your side like you're like them, right? They're the heckin' resistance fighters, the heckin' noble individuals in this. They would have supported me in my fight for freedom, right? Because that's all I want. I want freedom. They wanted freedom. They are not the same.
It's just sad. Britain has fallen. They have to do something very drastic if they
Well,
want
think
their
about this
country to
man.
even be anything. And
Well,
this
think
is
about this man,
yeah.
what he's going through, right? Like this guy has been a lot. Like he's at the end stages of life, and I mean, imagine what this guy is seeing, because what we know and what this guy knew before he went and fought in World War II, it's alien. I mean, this guy had to live through it to
Well, so
watch that happen.
Let's run through his timeline, right? Young man during World War II does the very honorable thing and fights for his country, right? Absolutely honorable, wonderful thing, right? Sees it all the way through to the end. 10 years, 1955. It's like, all right, UK is doing pretty good, a couple issues here and there. 1975, it's like, well, it's definitely going down a different path than what I would have wanted, right? I'm an old man in 1975 now. I'm in my 50s probably. Fast forward to 1995, and the country starts to morph into something that you couldn't have predicted even 20 years ago. Fast forward again another 30 years, and your country is arguing over how fast to replace its people. How much do we give away? How bad is our native English heritage? There's no such thing as English. There's no such thing as, our people. Anybody can be English, right? Our country isn't for ourselves, it's for everybody, right? And he has to, throughout that entire 80-year time span, he's thinking about the people that he lost. As he said, he has pictures in his mind of the walls or the rows and rows of graves of the people that have fallen, right? His generation that sacrificed for it, right? And over time, as he's doing that math inside of his head, maybe in 1955, he was like, yep, right thing. 1975, well, some issues, but maybe not perfect. 1995, man, maybe it's a toss up now to 2025. And he's like, looking back now with now being able to see the trajectory of his sacrifice.
England has turned into sub-Saharan Africa and India at the same time.
And he can say at this point, at the end of his life, that it was not worth it. And I don't know of anything that could be more tragic than that. To become an old man and realize the thing that you fought for, that your friends fought for, that they died for, was not worth it in the end.
Well, the men that you saw die is a completely, like when you were there, that's a completely different story. Like this guy watched people die more than likely.
He might have had to kill people for.
And same. Yeah. And it's not like the British, like I could imagine myself, young British lad. I grew up in so let's just say I reached service age by 1942. Like we were getting bombed by Germany, right? There's easy shit to like say, oh, I'm defending my country. It's not like the people who went in, because I hear a lot of that, like, oh, these guys, they just did it to, I don't know, whatever weird thing they say on Twitter. But it's like, no, these people had to send their kids to the countryside and shit because of bombing campaigns. It's not like they had no reason to join. But in hindsight now, they're looked at as this anti-white people, I don't know, type of soldier. And I'm like, no, this guy, you don't know what this guy's story is. But
they were all Antifa.
They were
guys. They're literally
like
me.
Yeah.
They had reasons for joining that weren't.
There were very famously people in Britain that were against the war, 100% against it from the beginning, but still signed up because it was the right thing to do to fight for their country.
Yeah, 86% of U.S. GIs voted for what?
Voted for who? What?
Huh?
Would rather lose the war than allow what?
Very, very empty promises as they ushered the man into his grave, right? Oh, don't worry. We'll
totally fix everything. We'll totally fix everything, guys.
We'll honor what you fought for.
I can only hope that man is right with God and he goes where he, in my earthly desire would be, he goes to heaven, right? But what fucking, because it's exactly as you said. Oh yeah. Come on, old timer, into the grave.
Like, oh well, we'll take it on from here. We love that you sacrificed for us, and we'll carry on your legacy as you're like actively spitting on it, right?
We'll carry on your legacy, Infinity Brown people. Now,
right?
It's like, come on.
And it's so performative. Yeah, it's performative what they're saying to him. You hear the panic. Oh, what do you mean by that? Like concerned?
It's
like
almost
they're talking to him like he's a
she
dog.
Puts
or like a kid
hand
hit his
on
head.
his shoulder. Like she's
oh.
like, "Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way."
Kid who hurts themselves,
like
running
they
up,
cannot
like,
address. They cannot address why he feels that way. They can't even fathom why he feels that way. They can't address that whatsoever. They have to move past that, right? Because could they put themselves in his shoes and think, why would he be disappointed in the future we've created? Probably not.
I just saw the video playing at the bottom there. Her pointing at him. She does a lot of that body language at him.
Well, even this without even the audio on. Right, when it
I
pans
immediately
over here,
noticed it without even focusing, but she's pointing at him.
When he gets handed
She's doing the HR point.
By 3 like women soldiers or whatever these people are, right?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Like they don't get it. They don't get it. Right? Yeah. And I mean it's sad. It's tragic. There's nothing else you can say about that. Well, how about a US? How about a US soldier?
The real truth?
Yeah.
I feel like a foreigner in my own country lots of times, and I don't like it. It makes my heart real heavy. And I just hope we can pull out of this. There's too much Hollywood going on in Washington all the time. The important subjects they don't cover. So the thing is, I hope that I hope all the guys will rally up and we'll go back and straighten it all out.
Now, this man has a little bit more American spirit in him, a little bit more optimism. Funnily enough, in America is kind of in a worse spot almost than the UK is in a lot of ways, I would say. Now, UK is cucked in many, many ways, but demographically, they're in a better position, I would say. But
This man dropped in Minecraft on live TV.
Clean him up. Clean him
Boomer
up.
He
way.
doesn't have
Old way.
PTSD. He has fond memories.
Yeah. No PTSD for this man. But I mean, yeah, that is. I mean, that there's probably something psychologically there about the different experiences that the different countries had in war, right? America probably had the best time out of any of those people, even though, like, obviously,
Just
they
guys
still had to
being
do
dudes.
horrific things. They still had to do and see horrific things, right? Of course, war is not fun.
There's
in any
just
way,
an
shape, or
objective
form.
reality to that. Like these guys did do. I don't give a fuck what anybody from any of the GWAT era says. Like, these guys, I could not fathom having to take out a German tank, with a bazooka, right? Like, as you're watching your friends die. I couldn't fathom that. There's a lot of these guys, infantry types, that had to do shit like that. For what? Like Japan, same. I mean, you could maybe argue the same thing, but yeah, I don't know. Like, these dudes went through hell for what?
Well, I mean, like this man says, he feels like a foreigner in his own country. He feels like his country doesn't represent him. Like, imagine this man, like, just hypothetically, let's say he's from Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? From the good old days, born in 1928, right? Let's say. So, and then fast forward almost 100 years later, and it's like, we're fighting over which Somali to elect in Minneapolis, right? And the Somali infighting is the driving political force in Minneapolis.
The driving political force is Somali tribal warfare.
Yeah.
I think of this guy like he lives in Dearborn, Michigan, or wherever that is, where they have the Muslim call to prayer. What do you think of your own country at that point?
Yeah.
I'm gonna like this guy. Vintage gets a taste of reality. I've sacrificed a lot of years for nothing. I'm not to their extent, but enough to where I understand, and that's why I feel passionately about it.
You also don't even have the time yet. Just wait until it's 50 years from now, bro, and you're an old man like this, looking back at.
Oh, I'll be even more bitter about it.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's what these guys have had a lot of time to think about it, right? And that's a lot of time missing your buddies.
Military shit, but like, dude, I know people who killed themselves for absolutely fucking nothing. For what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I relate to this.
I don't know. I've lived a good life. I mean, I've had a lot of happiness, smiling, telling everybody that everything was beautiful every day. If I went into my church and didn't say everything was beautiful, they'd think I was sick. And I'm not that way. I mean, I sincerely believe in this old world that everything is beautiful. I mean, if I wake up in the morning and see these plants out here and all those flowers that are in there and the green grass on the ground, that's beautiful. And people don't realize what they have. They bitch about it. They do. And then nowadays,
that's a man who kind of gets it, right?
Very true.
He's seen horrors. He's seen terrible things done, and he finds like the joys in the simplest of things, right? And I think that's also a Christian virtue for sure, right? Being able to see the beauty in these things, being grateful for the most minute little joys in life, right? Even among the vast array of horrors this man has had to deal with.
I am so upset that the things we did and the things we fought for and the boys that died for it, it's all gone down the drain. Our country's gone to hell in a handbasket. We haven't got the country we had when I was raised. Not at all. Nobody will have the fun I had. Nobody will have the opportunity I had. This is not the same. That's not what I was. That's not what they died for.
Oh, man.
Just not it. Darling, I'm so sorry. I'll be all right.
Wow. Give me a second. Even in that moment, right, where he is like breaking down, he's trying to reassure the girl, his daughter or granddaughter, like, oh, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Different caliber of men.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these people are the guys who sacrificed it all, right? Who watched other people, friends and family, sacrifice it all for what they believed was correct at that time, right? Or at the very least thought that it was their duty to do, right? Regardless,
and they did have reason to want to do it. I mean, you think of, my grandparents were both World War II veterans, and one in Japan, one into Korea. Like, he fought in 2 wars, and he just was into it, I guess. And he's also the reason I'm into guns now. And then, the other part of the family was also one very, very familiar with this style of, just being an American. And these were tough as nails fuckers. Like, they didn't care. Like, what my granddad, who got me into guns, first gun I ever shot was his M1. And he worked at a fucking steel mill after work, fighting in Japan or against the Japanese, fought against the Koreans, and then went and worked in a fucking steel mill his whole life. That motherfucker was not somebody that you could get to bend the knee to anything, that you wanted him to believe. He was just like, yeah, this shit's fucking gay. Like, I remember when Obama got elected while he was still alive, he had a hearing aid. My man talked loud, and he had some choice words for Obama.
Some select words. Grandpa was not a fan, let's say.
Yeah, and man, these guys were we are so far removed from what is normal and what hard men are. Even the people who profess to be that, we are not them. And when I watched that, they'd be disappointed in us, honestly.
All these
what the fuck
all
are
these
we doing?
clips we've been watching, it just reminds me of my grandfather who went to Vietnam, because I've heard him say very similar things about the country, and it's just it hits close to home.
Tears you apart. It really does.
Yeah.
I think about my time in fucking, I relate to, I sacrificed a lot of things. I lost friends for what? Like GWAT era. Like, why? For what?
Well, last week, Mr. Dick Cheney died. I'm pretty sure it was for Halliburton stock. Halliburton stock prices went up. That's what I know. 700 or 7,000 military contracts later, something like that. But no, I think that this is something that is worldwide. Let me see if I can read this. So this is a Japanese soldier who happens to be fighting in the Russian army, right? So most of Japan, and then he's speaking about the modern world, right? So I think that's something we can all kind of identify with.
I think I've seen this, yeah.
Most of Japan are pigs who just complain about people who think that's why I came to Russia, because I wanted to die like a warrior, not like those pigs. And he also Well, I mean, like there are countries that are demoralized, and I think one way, a sure way to see if a country that is, if it's demoralized, is its birth rate, right? Will the nation itself actually continue on? I think that's a great indicator of the country's moral good. In some cases, obviously, there are countries with very high birth rates, but they do not follow any sort of moral standards, right? So it's not just that, obviously. But Japan, like, will not continue its own people, right? They have a birth rate of like
Their
1.1.
population has been in free fall ever since World War II.
And
It's-
there's a hopelessness. There is a lack of drive, a lack of desire, a deracialization, a demoralization of its people, basically. And this person wants to fight and die for something, right? Which drives him to fight in the Russian army and become Orthodox so that his soul goes to the place where his friends will go, right?
That's crazy.
It really did have a warrior culture.
Yeah, I mean, you see the flip
I
side
have
of
no,
this, right?
yeah, I have no hate for the Japanese, especially their, old ways of doing things. This guy, I mean, I don't know. I need to watch the video what he says, but it's an odd thing that he's fighting for the Russians. But I mean, if he converted to Orthodoxy, then it kind of makes sense, I guess.
Well, I mean, listen, if you were looking, you're an old man, right? Not super old. You still got capability, but
He
you're
looks
like,
good for that old. or whatever
I
he is.
wanted. You're saying I want to do something with my life. I don't have. My friends are retards. My family doesn't believe in anything. They don't even want to reproduce. Right? I'm never going to have grandchildren. Right? Maybe I never even had the opportunity to have children.
If your country's fake and gay,
right, where you're willing, I mean, that is kind of the modern world summed up, right? Where you are willing to actually put yourself in combat in a foreign nation's wars just to feel something.
Yeah.
The meme about a man's biological clock ticking and he needs to die in a foreign war, like this man is the poster image for that, right?
Yeah. Jesus, come back already, please.
This is the wall, but for men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was enough sad, heavy posting for
one. What do you bring me into, dude?
Yeah.
Come on,
well,
we need something
you
lighter
wanted to
now.
come on, and I was
I
like,
know, I didn't know you
had
were doing
this-
that.
I had this stuff lined up, and I was like, well, this will be perfect because
I didn't know I was gonna tear up, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get on this stream. Now, how about well, still cringe, but maybe a little bit less cringe. Okay, we're gonna be Glock Vril posting, baby, because the Gen V is out. I don't know how much you care, vintage warfare, about these modern whiz bang gizmos, right? But I mean, listen, okay, for the rest of us, Gen 5 being pulled from shelves was my personal 911, okay? So what they're replacing it with better be good, okay?
Okay. Well, I've talked to a lot of local shops about this, so I may have a little bit of insight. Fuck.
Dude, this is worse than October 7th, man. It's fucked up.
So, all right. Breaking news. The Glock V variant guts posted photos by a pal. These are already in some shops' hands, so don't worry. I got side-by-side comparisons, but it's very exciting, guys. They gave ridges to your Glock. So now who's going to be out there clipping their Glock ridges? We got ridged Glocks before we got 2020, before we got GTA 6.
It's ridged for your pleasure.
Yeah, so quite literally, we'll show you, but these little tabs right here, which are on the striker assembly, I believe, stop you from inserting a rate of fire increaser, a switch. You know, that man O-block switchy on.
Man, I thought this was America.
O-block switchy on, gonna have to O-block Dremelon his Glock to get it. He's gonna have to do some Dremelin to get that Glock to accept a switch, bro. That's what I'm saying.
what those are.
Switchian. Did you slam dunk a Sigga baby into the goblet of fire?
Hey, man. You can see there's another little ridge on the inside that you gotta clip. Who's out there clipping their Glocks? Okay, so here we go. Side by side photo. Gen 5 on the left.
Oh, it's over.
Very exciting. Gen V on the right with the little here. Let me zoom. Actually, let me just open image in new tab.
Honestly, the one on the left looks like worse. Okay. Yeah.
Well, so this one is the Gen V, right? It has its ridges on it. There's a little bit of an angle here to this interior line to block a switch, I want to say. So you got to do some work. You're going to have to work to put a switch on. But
that's Block Dramillion.
Yeah,
if you got to work to do it.
Dramillion. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're going to have a lot of hood mechanics, hood machine shops fixing their Glocks.
Looks like my fucking grandparents'
brand new
house
chop shop,
gutter.
Glock chop shop.
Glock chop shop.
Looks like straight up looks like a fucking dirty gutter on the left.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if that's just been sitting on a shelf for a while or if it's used or whatnot. But no, that's the new internals. Not particularly exciting. Let me see if I can. Now, what's funny is, right? So these are banned in California because of this cruciform section of the trigger, but it's still there on the Gen V. So they didn't even fix the issue that would have gotten them unbanned in California.
Like legal precedent set by California.
Then
why? they're banned in California.
Well, I know that. That's not what I'm getting at. Is like why they wouldn't correct it off rip is because they're like, well, fuck California, but will this be a problem for anywhere else?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're going to try and ban 3D printers, micro CNC machines, because you know what? A micro CNC machine, one of those tabletop ones, you could set those up to like perfectly do it to Gen V Glocks, like every single time. It'd be like perfect. You can get them for like $500.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, that could be precedent. Sorry.
Soon enough, they're going to be banning hardware stores.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the end of the day, though, right? Like that's where it's going to inevitably go to, but or like that conversation, but
it proves nothing to do with California. Yeah, so people saying that it was taken off because of California, that was one of my theories, is that they wanted to update the Gen V to be compatible with the California market.
Well, it makes the most sense.
It would have if they had updated, but they didn't. Maybe the Gen 6, which is allegedly still coming next year. So the Gen V is only going to have a shelf life of like 6 months, a year maybe. But c'est la vie. Yeah. Am I a gunsmith now? Yes, you are.
I don't know. I just own a 19X, man.
Now here's a Gen V, like a real Gen V in the wild. This was posted like just a couple of hours ago. This is Short Shot Tony. Short Shot Tony got the first Glock switch. Short Shot Tony got the first Glock, Tony.
Oh, wee wee?
Fuck.
Oh, wee wee. It's got the 19. I don't know. No, that's not an MOS. That's a Gen 5. Okay, let me see. So you can see the back plate. It's a little bit different. Does it
Someone's
matter?
gonna work around that shit within like 6 months.
It's not even, dude. 5 minutes, dude. 5 minutes, dude. Somebody's gonna get this because the Glock switches are already out in the wild. That's the thing. The switches are already here. There's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of them in the wild, right? So all you have to do is you're gonna take your Dremel and you're gonna Dremel out some little slots. You're gonna you're gonna unclip, or you're gonna clip your Glock, right? Clipped Glock, circumcise your Glock a little bit, right? So that it can accept the switch. You can dock the switch in there. It'll be perfect. And I mean, you can see on the left, we have the old internals. On the right, we have a little bit more material there to maybe block a switch from going in. I think that's the intended purpose anyways. But other than that, they're the same dang gun.
I wonder if they didn't have this already like pre-done up just in case. Glock's pretty big. Like they just were like, right, fine.
It's such a minor change, right? So you can see how they have a little bit more material on this back plate here, or on the back of this frame to stop a switch. Whereas on the, go back to the other one, where'd it go? On this one, it's a little bit less on the actual Gen 5. So, I mean, there's like, the changes are so minor. Like, so minor. I feel like this could have been,
matter.
This could have been a stealth change. How minor it is. They could have not told anyone.
That.
Like,
if they
SIG makes bigger changes on their guns without telling anyone, let alone making it a new, like, half gen, the Gen V, right?
Yeah,
So
why didn't they just say, "Oh, we have a new Gen 6 and we're discontinuing all our old models"? Like
mhm.
nobody would have cared.
So
True.
you got
Yeah, very true.
you got an angle to the channel here on the right, which I think is to help block a switch from going in something, right? You got a thinner striker channel or a striker opening, so your sear surface is actually much smaller, which I don't necessarily like on the new Gen Vs. And then you have the raised ridges, right? So the takedown is still the same. They didn't do anything to the back plate itself other than the adjusted geometry for the back of the Glock itself. So, but the takedown and reassembly is all still the exact same. So it's going to take some machining and some dremeling, but you can still make a Gen V except a switch. However, because of the actual like metal material you need to remove from the slide, I think that this would satisfy the people who are whining about the readily convertible aspect of it, because you actually physically need to remove metal from the Gen V to make it work. So hopefully this will get them out of like, because obviously the ideal is that none of this nonsense even matters, right? That's the ideal world. Don't live in that. But if they could not get sued out of 16 states, that would be great, right? Because I think they were getting sued in 16 different states for their readily convertible nature. So hopefully this gets around it for them.
Yeah, all these laws are fake and gay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody in the chat's like, oh, they shouldn't do it, they shouldn't do it, they shouldn't do it. I get it. I agree with you. However, that's just not the world in which we live in, right?
I understand them doing it. I just don't know why they did it in the way that they did it.
Oh,
not good optics.
See, I am also confused about that, because if the next leaks are true that the Gen 6 is coming out around the corner, why not just wait for the Gen 6? Like, I don't get it. Personally, I don't get it. Right? Just go with the Gen 6.
It doesn't make any sense. You just pissed off everybody for no good reason.
I mean, unless the Gen 6 isn't backwards compatible, and so they wanted to maintain like holster compatibility and aftermarket compatibility. But the other problem with the Gen V is that they discontinued the 47 and a bunch of the other hot models that people wanted, and none of them are MOS outside of the 40 cal version. So you have to get them an optic mounted, you have to send them off to somebody to get the slide cut, which you'll end up with a better optics cut. But
isn't Glock's CEO a woman?
Well, you see, when Gaston died, I believe the company, at least in part, was left with his significantly younger widow, Catherine Glock.
Yeah.
And
we
Catherine
get some
Glock
factory
is
Glocks,
quite funny.
guys?
Gen Vag? Is that the name?
Gen Vag. Why'd you say that?
He's right, though.
He might be. Woman moments.
I'm out of line, but I'm right.
I mean, here, let me pull up this image. Meet the Catherine Glock, the wife of Gaston. If you're 85-year-old Gaston pulling
That's a
this
filter,
lady,
right?
I mean,
You can see how he's laughing. He's like, "There's no way." He knows. He's like,
he knows.
My shit don't even work no more. But she's giving me head.
Hey,
bruh,
can't fault a guy.
Why would you say that? That's gross. I mean,
hey, look.
She looks
I know
like
we don't
one of
want to
those.
think that, but it was a thing. I'm sure.
She looks like one of those women that has had way too much plastic surgery, where it now looks like it's stretched over a mannequin. All that skin.
Do you ever think she like holds her nose? She's like, when she has to go down on him before he went.
Oh my gosh, why did you say that? That's so disgusting.
She's just like,
That is so disgusting. Vintage, stop putting that thought in people's minds, okay?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
You just
People were probably thinking it. People were thinking it. I already know. As fucked up as it is, I already know.
Oh my gosh. No, this is
I mean,
a happy,
Glock
this
does
is a happy,
deal
wholesome
in,
couple. Stop it. Stop ruining my fantasy. This is a happy, wholesome couple. Look at him.
Bro, look at his right
Well,
eye.
I mean, all you got to do is look at
he's
the other
fine.
industries that Glock is in, is all I'm saying.
BJ's and diapers. Stop it. Stop it, dude.
Come on.
Gosh, dang it.
That right eye is staring right into the soul of the Reaper, dude. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah, the one eye is wandering to keep an eye on
That's
the
Charlie
Reaper.
Kirk's wife, and then like his fucking right eye. looking at the Reaper.
Mhm.
Kind of reminds me of the performative "I love you," but
Well,
I'm gonna get
listen,
a billion.
I'll go say hi to her at SHOT Show. She was there last year. I saw her. I did not talk to her. I talked to Shane from Team Glock. I did not talk to Mrs.
Dude,
Glock.
I chain smoked with a Glock rep that was like this really hot Austrian chick, and somebody asked me, he's like, "Was that like the Glock like wife girl?" I'm like, "No," but like, yeah, she was younger, but
You're just out there.
it
In
was
Catherine's
mad
just
funny though.
chain
Well, no,
smoking
because
with you.
I spoke a little German, and like she listened to me talk to this other guy who was like another German arms company rep, and we were just like, hitting it off. We having fun, and she came over. She's like, "Oh, I'm from Glock. I'm from Österreich." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. You're not her, right?" I'm like hammered. At the bride
Whoa,
party.
wait a second. Yeah.
No, not her.
Completely
But
shit
very-
faced. Sprachen Sie Deutsch?
No. Well,
Sprachen Sie Deutsch, Leute?
at that point, yeah, a little bit, but very like runway model, thin blonde girl, and like there was a part of me for a minute. I was like, "Nah, you're not her." It wasn't. One of their sales reps, international sales reps. Very fun girl, though. Very fun girl.
Well, you wonder how Glock gets so many contracts. They send her, and that's why she chain smokes
All
her
of them do
PTSD
it.
away.
All of them do it, and
Yeah.
that's just European. They smoke cigarettes. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good. They're all good looking. It's all good.
Vintage autist confirmed. How do you think Vintage got here? All right, what I don't even know whatever thing that is
Not
behind him.
not everything is
Yeah.
autism. Not everything is autism.
Mhm.
Although
Just a little bit of
Stop
in my
Tylenol.
case,
Stop it!
Maybe my
Stop
cat's
it!
Tylenol.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, Subarctic! Ah.
Un-
All right.
uncommanded discharge in the badge
The
blocks.
Gen Red. Oh no.
I'm sorry. Sincerely, Focus. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, here, before we get to this, all right, there's a new one. All right. You know how we have these terms like jogger and youth and these other terms that represent something else. Would you guys like to see a new one?
Hmm.
All right, here's the new one. Hello? Is it? Okay, it's this one. All right. Beloved Long Island veteran killed by stolen car just moments after visiting granddaughter at school. Now, would you guys like to know what stolen car looks like?
Watermelon people?
Ta-da! This is another thing. So I should have put this. I forgot to have this right after the veteran talk. I should have put this right after the veteran talk instead of the Glock talk. But this is what I'm getting at, right? So we just talked about all the veterans and not recognizing, feeling like a foreigner in their own country, and then the New York Post running a story called "Beloved Long Island Veteran Killed by Stolen Car." Alleged driver. Something tells me that the man was not stolen or was not killed by a stolen
Just
car.
allergic to
but was
saying
killed by
black
this man.
man. Yeah, that's really cool, guys.
I mean,
you're really
what's-
you're really helping yourselves out. Every single time we see stolen car or whatever other bullshit term you use, we know what it means, and it makes us not the way you want us to be.
Well, no, I mean, it's interesting because they could just say man. Man kills beloved. Like they don't they go out of their way to make
Well,
it even more.
It's like a
far
tell.
removed.
It's like a tell when they say anything else. They're like, what did they say? They said former Olympic hopeful stabbed man 37 times.
Well,
Future
and
astronaut.
I can understand the Olympic hopeful because that gives a little bit of interest to the story. Oh yeah, he was somebody who was
well,
paid
all right, but
attention to.
it's like failed Olympian. Like there are millions of people who attempted to get on some Olympic
Sure, but if
team
they're
somewhere.
But if they were like close, it's a different story, right?
That's like saying high school dropout Trayvon Martin killed him. It's like why not, just
Right,
all right.
yeah.
Man with
Yeah.
no father.
Local Arby's fry cook.
No, well, I mean, there's an obvious thing though, because if this was a white guy, they would be like, "White man fucking kills." Like, it's not what I'm trying to get at, but
Mhm.
like, this is probably just a retard. To be honest, it's just like, can you scroll up again?
No, sorry. Let me get back to the page. Whoop.
There you go. Killed by a stolen car. Okay, that's just a retard because they would have just said man. like beloved Long Island veteran couple killed by man.
Yo, this article
Just
is written by Alex Oliveira.
An
Maybe we
actual
should
idiot
deport that
wrote
guy.
this article. It's
Yeah,
not. I
send
mean, like,
ice to
it's,
Alex Oliveira right now.
Dude, we're
Like,
gonna
it's
send this guy to
true,
some random
but
African
not.
country and just leave him there.
Yeah.
See how he likes it.
I'm a NASCAR hopeful in the chat.
Yeah,
Was
NASCAR
mad
hopeful.
Funny.
Local fent addict. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man with,
fuck.
call him a low credit score individual, whatever you want to say, I guess.
Low
Man,
and
Low
who just
credit score
cannot-
kills 10 people.
anything to not say black man. It's like, man with a sub 400 credit score goes on a rampage in
Wait,
school.
what the fuck are you wearing? I just realized what you're wearing, John.
Bro, this is designed
Yo.
by Weekend Gunner. Deport
You're
them,
fucking-
legal ones as well.
All right, is Lance
That's
in
right.
here? Is
Lance is probably
in here?
not in here, but this is a one-off.
Motherfucker.
You cannot get this. You cannot buy it.
All right,
Me and
that's it.
Lance
He's doing a
looked this
one-off
up.
for me. He's doing a one-off for me.
I know. I people always ask, where can I get it? Where can I get it? You
I
cannot.
know.
That's the thing. You can't.
I need my
Exclusive,
own,
baby.
because I thought this
Incredibly
was my,
saddening.
I thought this was my own one-off, but it is not. I need my own one-off from him now. I'm gonna have to bully him.
John, I
Also,
think you'll be
buy his
pleased to
shit.
know
This is nice.
we had a white monster ad to kick off the stream. The very
Okay, I
first ad that
I
played.
don't know what YouTube's problem is. I have ads turned off during the stream. Like they have to be manually inserted by me. So if you guys see an ad, that is YouTube doing it against my will. Which probably
Yeah.
means that they're not paying me for it.
Just
Yeah.
buy YouTube Premium, you poor.
Well, but I don't
Hey,
want them to watch
John-
the ads. I don't
John,
want
real
them
quick.
to break up their stream. Go ahead.
Can you put me in the backstage?
Of course.
Yeah, I just
course.
thought it was ironic that the very first ad that played the second that the stream started was for a white monster.
I sometimes the YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways, dude. I don't fully understand the horrors of the modern algorithm and how good it is at detecting people what they really want. Like it almost predicts now. It used to just be if you search something, then you would see a bunch of ads for it. And now it's like before somehow, right? It's almost predictive at this point. I don't want to know. Man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. They are already here, gentlemen. All right, we're gonna read some super chats for a minute, and then we got some. Dude, I can't wait to get to this. I love the Q Kevin Brittingham meltdown because yes, we'll talk about it, but let's just say the Sugar Weasel has the lowest score of all time on Golden Web because they made their gas tube out of toothpaste and it did not pass the vibe check. I love
Color
that
me
story.
not surprised.
For no specific reason, I love that story. Karl Marx is retarded. Throw a commie from a plane for two. Says hating on Glock is why a commie Muslim won in New York City. No, he won because they replaced the native-born population with people that would vote for him by like 70% or so. That's
They
why.
bust in a bunch of
Because he
brown
had the
people from
support of
third
the
world
Jew
countries,
Yorkers.
and they vote for the third world people.
Well, yeah, and the he did have the backers of the biggest union in New York, the Jew Yorkers. Ugh.
Wow.
I'm Rabbi Peely's top guy. Ugh. Sabartic says Gen Phi is okay. Stop worrying about it. Stop. Ah! I'm pretty sure you're trying to reassure yourself, not us, Sabartic Psycho. Appreciate it though. Stop hating on Glock. We don't hate on it. We just think it was stupid. That's all. Just so
I think
stupid.
he's talking about Catherine.
Catherine Glock, listen, you can't call her stupid. She managed to do a very short sentence of weird stuff for ownership of Glock, right? I think most of you guys in the chat would take that trade as well. You take that deal. Lightspore for two says Candace owns timing. Candace owns some of your souls when this
You
plays.
don't get to ask those questions.
Thank you, the Lightspore. Appreciate that, sir.
I hate that.
Amorite boy for twos. Leighton Gay, Trump is very disappointed in you. You know what? If Trump wasn't considering 15-year car loans and 50-year mortgages, maybe I would be less disappointed in him.
Maybe if he would just deport all the people like he said he would, I'd be happy.
This is great and all, but can you just deport people? The Lightspore for two says elite preferred species head ass. Slanderous. Slanderous the light spore. I'll have you know I was a female Spartan in Reach. Vandalay for 5 says, happy for everyone who can finally buy back their V card from Glock. That's a good one. I'm buying that Glock V card because you know Catherine traded that in for that fortune. Sea Runner for 5 says, we're Auslander Ausmaxing. I'm fed up to the gills with this man African rocket scientist voice. My 4-year-old learned about coin clipping today. Very interesting topic. We used to, 2,000 years ago, we used to have coin clipping, but it's back, baby. 2025. Welcome back, coin clipping. Now we got Glock clipping. Sea Runner thank you, Sea Runner. Karl Marx is retarded for 5. Says, put a leftover baked potato in the microwave for 5 minutes and had an EBT enjoyer pick my my cotton. Okay. Still earlier than Focus. I was a little late getting stuff set up. Todd Dogs
Melanated timing.
Trench will do the biggest and gayest burn down of all time. Nobody's bigger and gayer in the burn downs than Trench. Well, listen, I hope I hope that the burn down goes well for the Gen V, right? I hope that it, like, if Glock releases the Gen V and it has issues, people are going to flip their lid, dude. People are not going to be happy. You got rid of all of the guns we actually wanted, introduced the Gen V without the options that we wanted, and it doesn't work? Bruh. Vandalay for 2 says, can't even get a sea shanty for the Fitz. Shaking my head. Yes, it was also the Edmund Fitzgerald's 50th anniversary of sinking today, wasn't it? Which it's a great song and it's copyrighted, but I mean, Gordon Lightfoot does an amazing ballad rendition of that. Well, I mean, it's his song, right? But fantastic song, which you should listen to today. But I had to go with the Marine Corps birthday. Had to go with that for today. Thank you, Vandalay. Tarkay for 2 says Gregorian metal ballads needs to be a genre. You know what else needs to be a genre? Returning to Christ, Tarkay. Thank you for the 2. Lightsport member for 1 month says, we better be getting the same treatment on the Army birthday. Also, making the hymn a gay shanty is fitting for the Corps. No, that's just the Marine Corps hymn, dude. That's just the Marine Corps hymn. I didn't make it a shanty. What are you talking about, Lightsport? But I'll have White Girl Pop Army hymn, okay? For the Army's birthday. Don't you worry. Karl Marx is retarded. Throw coming from a plane for 2 says, a Thai lady boy will never tell you they are late. Oh, okay. All right. Subartic Noticer says, Eagle for the Marines. True. Thank you, Subartic. Focus Trip's wife for 2 says, this song makes me want to become a psyop. Listen, Anna, you are certainly not a psyop. You are very, very real. Karl Marx is retarded for 2 says, Marines dig Thai lady boys. All right. You would know, I guess. Sea Runner for 2 says, Trip's intro's so hard when his face hits, it's a letdown. Yeah, you know, I should be like Nick Fuentes and have like a 2-hour intro. Just a 2-hour meme compilation intro, and then show up and stream for 30 minutes and leave. Sabardic for 2 says, lower 48 tards seething. It isn't even cold. Listen, all right, I know you Alaskans got the superiority complex when it comes to inclement weather, but I'm saying it's cold down here. All right, bro? All right? I was a man before I saw the sun. Chud for 2 says, Richard's a gassy. Buying a Beretta 1934 for Jim Carrey. All right. Fancy flex. Fair enough. Thank you, Chud. Teddy Ophelia for 2 says, burn downs are gay. Are you guys arguing with Trench Grenade? I saw Trench here earlier in the stream. Hope he's doing well. But are you guys still arguing with Trench Grenade about his burn downs? Listen, people testing guns to thousands of rounds, I think it's fun. I think it's good. It's better than like not doing that, or it's at least useful for that. Karl Marx is retarded. Throw coming from a plane for 2. Richard is short for dicks. Richard Cranium has an alternative meaning?
What?
You're telling me now? Well, this is the first time I'm hearing of this. You're telling me now for the first time. Political criminal for 2 says, this is serfdom. Yes, and this is in reference to a 50-year mortgage. Disgusting. Just some space cowboy for 2 says, was a Marine. I know. Once a Marine, always a Marine, John. I know. They tell me that all the time. I know. Thank you, just some space cowboy. My bad. I apologize. Chips Devil for 10 says, Semper Fi and happy 250th to my fellow devil dogs. Hope everyone having a Dan daily day. Well, hey, thank you for being a part of those, sir. I hope you have a great day, man. Thank you, Chips. Huge Ass for 5 says cash for clunkers destroyed the used car market. Well, I think that and like cash for homes and these people trying to essentially lowball, give you a quick cash offer for your house, for your car, whatever it was. It undervalued the cars so that these people could buy them up and then flip them. And flipping them did absolutely ruin the market in many ways. Thank you, Huge Ass. H8TS, Mr. Nigers for 5 says, choose screaming their pants at the profits on these loans right now. Listen, all right. Even 3% at 50 years is more than doubling the cost of the loan itself. Like way more than doubling. Which is tragic.
Certified oy vey moment.
Focus Trip Cat from 2 says AP3 53 556 versus Crink and 762 as a PDW. Well, because I don't want to buy or shoot 762, I would just always go with the 556, baby.
The AP 53, I really want one. So I might have to drop the money on that. But I wish that they had the I know they're going to come out with it, but I want the longer barreled version. I know you're kind of stuck with the pistol one, but fuck, I really want to try it out to be able to say that. Yeah, that thing looks nice. I saw it at SHOT Show. I talked to the product manager at Century about the gun. It felt kind of tight. I know that maybe the Turkish representative there probably gave me turbo AIDS that year. But yeah, I'm gonna be real, dude. So they had the 91 clone. That was when they came out with the SD that year, and that was like the big thing. But I'm kind of surprised at how how not propped up this was.
I haven't seen a lot of these. I don't even remember seeing any videos on these.
Well, Atlantic has them.
Well, I'm seeing the prices now. They're not like insanely expensive. No, I mean it's the same as an MP5, basically, like $1,500 roughly street price. Like, okay.
And you can get the aftermarket aluminum lower receivers for them now that take AR fire control units. And
well, but I mean, unless you want a super safety, that's the only reason to do that. If you wanted to do that,
I mean, at that point, just buy an AR.
But what other alternative do you have for an HK clone? Truly on HK tooling that is in 553, not or 556 rather.
556, I would say. No, I mean you don't. Yeah, you don't. That's the answer.
You don't have any. And the translucent mags, I think, was a nice touch that the Turks came up with, and I do not want to say that, but it is a nice touch.
Turkish ingenuity.
Well, and even like
they did like 1 or 2 good things throughout history.
Yeah, well, they were really good with Mausers, and nobody wants to fucking hit on that. But some of the best Mausers you can find right now for like $200 a pop, which are basically Gewehr 98 clones, or Gewehr 98s. They're $200, and they're Turkish, but they're still Gewehr 98s. Yeah, like that. No, that was impressive to feel, and I know that I said the gayest thing ever, impressive to feel, but
well, no, you were talking about it's super tight. Oh,
no,
I like the way that feels.
It was.
Bet you do like them tight, huh?
If you were to have your hands on one of these or the 91s that they had there with the same translucent style mag, they felt nice. For the price point, I kind of want to try. I'd be willing to bet on one. So, yeah, they're cool. They're cool looking.
All right, Karl Marx is retarded for 5 says Sean Ryan just dropped a new episode with the actual guy who got Bin Laden, allegedly, right? Okay, you didn't believe Rob O'Neill, but you're going to believe this guy for some reason. Listen, if
they
the
could both be lying,
if the internet has taught me anything, it's that all Navy SEALs are gay and liars. All right, if they're on the internet, they're gay and a liar. Thank you, Karl Marx. Karl
Navy
Marx
SEAL has a book.
Yeah, it's state-sponsored propaganda, baby. That's it. Karl Marx is retarded. Said Navy SEALs drool, Delta rules. I know if I don't say that Matt Prank will beat me up. So Focus Trip's wife for 5 says pics or it didn't happen. O'Neill, where's the selfie? That's right. Imagine that picture. Actually, As far as I'm aware, they did ID the body when they got him. So somebody might have a selfie with a dead, messed up bin Laden might actually
no,
exist.
they dumped him into the ocean.
Well, but they ID'd him there, right? Like on the scene before bringing him onto the chopper to get him back.
Supposedly the image is floating around out there.
Okay. Huge Ass for 5 says gingers have no soul. Navy SEAL gingers definitely have no soul. It's a complex configuration of genetics. Amorite Boy for 5 says the fact that he is here and Adam Brown is not is one of the greatest tragedies in modern SEAL history. Everyone should read the book about Adam. I'm not familiar with the Adam Brown story. Did he die?
I'm not familiar.
I mean, I would assume he died by the...
He did. He died in 2010 during Operation Enduring Freedom. Okay. Was he the one that got killed when people retreated from him? Like they left him to die, basically? I don't remember. But yeah. Either way, I agree with you, Emery Boy. Thank you. The Lightsport for 2 says, canoe through the head, still breathing. Very cool. Well, yeah, the story doesn't quite line up and it conflicts with everybody else's story, but I don't know what else you expect. Chromosome Hoarder for 2 says, no hop? No hop tonight. No hop tonight. I mean, Hop has an open invitation. If he wants to come on, he can, but I just feel bad taking up everybody's time. Sea Runner for 5 says, anything the Benny Shapiro people say, the opposite is always true. Therefore, bin Laden was probably flying a G6, to be honest. Shout out to that N. Bin Main. Yeah, that's right. Shout out to my main man, Mr. Bin Laden. Thank you, Sea Runner. Huge Ass for 2 says, ooh, my waifu, Vagtaj Soyfair.
Love you too, Huge Ass. Oh no, that guy. No, that guy's a donator. Don't get it twisted.
One of my top guys.
He's one of my top guys.
Hey, people are excited you here. Chromosome Hoarder 69 for 2 says, yay, it's vintage with a little kissy face. Aw. Chromosome Hoarder for 10 says, vintage warfare ate my whole ass on a skinwalker hunt. Huh. So that's why you were taking a detour out there, huh? We thought you guys got lost. No, you were just doing a little touch butt in the woods. All right.
Did he use a spoon?
Touch butt is nuts. What the fuck? I've never heard that in my life. Yeah, that's actually crazy. Holy shit. Touch butt.
Everyday American for 5 says, tell me what optic to put on my M4A1 Block 2 and why it should be an ACOG. No, it's got to be a Aimpoint Comp M2, bro. Coggers stay losing. It's Aimpoint only, okay? Or Aimpoint only.
Coggers.
Yeah. Dude, I had that joke in my video today with the Simpsons meme of the kid slapping.
Yeah. That's going.
Thank you, Everyday American. Karl Marx is retarded for 5 says, read the bottom. Chiron while he's talking. He's right. Which one was that? I'd have to go find. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of black pilled posting down here. At least they aren't speaking German. Yeah, I'm sure there's also true. Think about the people who died at the siege of Vienna being like 600 years later, your grandchildren are going to import them in mass. Great.
Well, not in Poland.
Well, that's fair, but Vienna's
the
not
Wing Hussars, their grandchildren.
Well, yes, they saved it. They did save it. Maybe we need them again, all right? It's time for them to make a comeback.
I think so too.
That's probably the historically hardest fit. I'm just going to say it now, right? Polish Winged Hussar.
This is when I say, no, I'm not German. The Polish half of my family, no. Like, I'm Polish, not German.
Zanico for 5 says, give me the Mark IV. The parts are not here yet, sir. The parts are on their way. You will get it when you get it. But thank you for the 5. Space Cowboy for 5 says, I will do redacted to the male co-host for asking that question and give the old man a hug. Yeah, the British co-host on that show.
What do you
asking
mean by that?
What do you mean by that? It's like, well, the fact that you're speaking to me is part of the problem. Thank you, Space Cowboy. Chud for 2 says, all those men perish for juice. What a shame. I think, there's some theories going around that might have something to do with it. For some reason, there always seems to be one nation benefiting. Everyday American for 20 Thank you very much, sir.
When I
Men fight and die for their countries, and countrymen doing horrible things to other men for the sake of country, and when it comes close to the end, they question if God will let them into heaven because of the things they did. Well, I think that is a part of life, especially as you get older. Just everybody is going to have to, as their death approaches, unless they try and just stick their head in the sand, they will have to look back at the sum total of their life and what they did, what they sacrificed, and was it worth it in the end? And I think we all will have to look back on our lives, right? And these
Get
people,
good with God, go to church.
well, that too, of course, but I just mean, especially people who did the hardest of things, right? Who sacrificed the most, right? They have to look back and see, was that worth it? Did I live the life like that I would be proud of now, right? Because there's no going back, there's no fixing it. So you're at the end state of the consequences of your actions and the consequences of your people's actions. Thank you, Everyday American. That's very, very kind of you, sir.
Richard, can you throw my or somebody asked where I can get my email for Madden. It wouldn't allow me to type that in the chat, but
what's your email?
Vintage Warfare 69 at gmail.com. That's my business email. Just put it in the chat.
Hell yeah.
Boom. Got it. Vintage Warfare 69 at gmail.com. Hit him up. All right, let me get to these Ko-Fi real fast, and then we'll get to Kevin
You're
Brittingham.
about to get 700 emails, Vintage.
I don't care. It's fine. It's not my main email.
All right. Mad Mel over on Ko-Fi says, rename that man Mott's because he's all about noticing the juice. All right. Huge Ass over on Ko-Fi says, Marines didn't participate in D-Day landings. Suck it, crayon eaters. Happy 250th to you, D-Gens. Well, yeah, so I specifically found the clips from movies where it was featuring Marines, not the D-Day landings. But thank you, Huge Ass. Appreciate that, sir. Genotion for 3 says, I finally got my gun back after it was built in the shop. Excited to shoot it soon. Also, did you see Rob O'Neill suing? Yes, we covered that at the beginning of the show. Suing Brent and Tyler for $25 million. I don't see how that is going to end well for old Rob. It's a bad move. If it were, well, it wouldn't be me, of course, but I think that is a bad move. Navy over on Ko-Fi says all Navy SEALs are just overroided, closeted homos who love drama and gossip. Man, I think a lot of these drugs these guys are on turn them gay, quite literally. That's my new theory. Dank with the turtleneck looks like a Vago HR team lead that's pretty overzealous about sucking people off and writing people up. Little HR man over here. Damn, dude, imagine being a Jewish man and you walk into this guy's office. Just this with a wallpaper of juice behind you. Like, I'm sending you to the femur breaking chamber. For no reason at all. Sir, this is a performance review.
Yeah, oh man. You got to take a shower before this interview, dude. Step into that room over there.
He has a shower behind him. Like,
why does it have a lock?
Very visible shower.
It's a metal door, and it's like, why does it have a lock on the outside?
No, it's glass, but it's bulletproof glass. I want to see in there.
Most of the time, most of the time, you'll shoot the person that's already been shot. Sometimes you won't, but most of the time you will. It just depends on what you're clearing. The second and third man through the door will usually put rounds down on the dude, but that's about it. Yeah, talking about Rob O'Neill being the fourth man in the stack, and allegedly the first man killed him.
No habla CQB.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. Gideon over on Ko-Fi says, rough time to join the stream. I know when that was. Sad to see all these men who did hard things for something they believed in just to see their sacrifice as worthless. However, Christ is and will be victorious. Grace and peace. Grace and peace to you too, Gideon. I appreciate that, sir. And that's, no black pills. Black pills are gay, right?
That's the truth, right?
I don't know if I can read this next one, Vintage, but this one's for you, all right? Vintage Warfare's late grandfather on Ko-Fi says, Obama is a smooth-brained, cocksucking, anal fisting, banana stealing, negloid. And that's your late grandfather.
That's a
Oh.
real
Well,
quote.
Yeah, that actually
Spice.
sounds a lot like him, to be honest.
A
with
real,
you.
a real quote, by the way.
If I could quote my
word for word.
if I could quote my granddad as a kid, okay, it's
Oh,
it
yeah.
was-
You just got signed up for Grinder Vintage.
oh no,
That's what happens when you put your email out there, bro.
yeah, whatever.
Oh dear. All right. Well, speaking of Grinder and gay things, how about a little bit of Q and Kevin Brittingham failure? So, are you guys familiar with the Golden Web channel and their forte?
Yeah.
So the gold,
yeah, and I'm familiar with him. He's sub to the channel. He comments every now and again.
yeah. So Golden Web, what he does is he makes burn down videos where he simply buys whatever rifle it is and then pushes it to its point of failure in a high rate of fire system. Right. So we're talking about max rate of fire, 30 rounds at a time. How many rounds, or 29 rounds at a time, of course, for YouTube purposes? How many rounds can it go before it fails? So there's levels to this game. Some uppers or some rifles are like 600 rounds. Some are 1,000 rounds. I think of the 6 that are above 1,000 rounds, obviously Cody at Red Right Hand, his upper system with his cooling gizmos, it made it over 1,000 rounds. The highest performer on the list still is my favorite bendy boy Bill Geisley's 14.5 H bar, which went 1,400 rounds uninterrupted, which is absolutely nuts for a standard-ish AR-15, right? Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Neato burrito.
Now, have you guys seen this video testing the Q Sugar Weasel?
No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
So let me see if I can put this into perspective. I believe the Bear Creek Arsenal, which is the cheapest of the cheapest garbage rod, like you can find a complete rifle for $350. You can get a complete upper for $180, right? Cheapo, made by literal illegal aliens at their South Carolina facility, right? I believe that made it about 600 rounds continuously, basically, right? 30 rounds at a time, 29 rounds at a time. The Q Sugar Weasel made it 190 rounds. Before the gas tube destroyed itself, like it was made out of Play-Doh. And so I want to, most my barrels.
I shot more than that when I went shooting like a few hours ago.
Yeah.
This is. Hey.
Oh, and I see people arguing about it was an H bar. It was a Geisley H bar. It was a 14.5, one of their chrome lined H bar barrels, right? Am I mistaken on which one it was? It was the Geisley, though. Pretty sure the Geisley had the high score at 1,600 rounds, which is ridiculous. Does he have a list? He might have a list of it somewhere on here. Let me see.
Damn. John got called out.
Well, okay, sorry, it was 1,600 rounds and not 1,400 rounds. Okay, I got the number wrong. The point being that it was a crap ton. It was a crap ton of rounds before it failed, right? We're talking over 1,000 rounds. It's complete novelty at that point, right? But, so this is Golden Web. I can't play the video, of course, because YouTube will nuke the stream. But that is the Q Sugar Weasel, which is, what do these go for?
Too much.
$2,000?
A lot.
$1,800? They're the cheapest. I think they're the cheapest Q product that they make, but he'll brag about how lightweight, how accurate, how durable they are, right? Yada, 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 yada.
I hate the corny finish. With
you don't like the clear anodizing?
Well,
and
no, but they always,
the heat
it's
treat?
always the great. No, it's just like tacky fucking. It's not just the finish. It's like the color scheme is tacky.
Oh.
Hey guys, let's make all of our rifles look like scav builds from Tarkov.
Comments have the list. Okay, let me see. I want to see the list. What is the actual list? Hop on their comment. Okay, here we go. Okay, so sorry, my bad. The full list. The BRN-4, which is a 10-4 heavy barreled piston gun, 1,700 rounds, insane. The Geisley H-Bar Custom, 1633. It's a drop of that to almost 600 rounds to the next one. So it's Geisley and BRN-4 above the rest, basically. Below that, you have the Radian Mod 1 at 1055, red right hand at 1047. And the red right hand barrel, I was talking to Cody before this. The red right hand barrel did not fail. The gas tube exploded, but once he put a new gas tube in the upper, like that barrel still groups and still shoots. So the barrel is still fine. Some of these other ones, the barrels drooped and got destroyed, whereas the red right hand is still working.
Didn't just get destroyed. A couple of them, the rounds yeeted right out of the
you
side.
outperformed Sig. Good for you, red right hand. You're making
Made it above the LT, and that's some of these. The LT and the BRN4 are both piston guns, so I feel like that helps to keep some of the heat out of the system, a little bit, not much, but some, right? And then you have LMT, ADM, LWRC, Geisley Super Duty, so on and so forth, right? Now, Bear Creek Arsenal made it 625 rounds. The CAC SR-15 made it 574 rounds, which is obviously not very good. Another BCA at 550. Colt M4 at 491, which is really bad.
Ooh.
Tribe Defense, which is garbage. It's like a Optics Planet in-house brand. Jacob Gray, never heard of it.
Sugar Weasel.
Colt Commando 243, which is really bad. I wonder what happened to that Colt Commando. And Q Sugar Weasel 200 rounds.
Oh my!
So,
I wish we could watch this. Damn it! I'm gonna have to go look.
No,
well, let me drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link to the YouTube video in the chat. It's not very long, right? But we are gonna see the failures, right? So this is, he goes over the upper, what's going on, all that sort of fun stuff. Let me see, where do they start doing the shooty stuff? So
also shout out Golden Web, man. He's actually pretty cool. His channel's cool.
Yeah, I've dropped his link for the video in the chat. Go like it, go subscribe to it, all that sort of fun stuff. So this is him, and he's gonna do this. He has like 1,500 rounds loaded up behind him or more, right? In terms of these magazines, loaded up 29 rounds each. And he's going to sit there and he's just going to go full auto for, in this case, not even 7 magazines, right? It's going to stop chambering rounds on the 7th magazine. And he's like, whoa, what's going on? Why isn't it working? Right? Because the bolt's not going into battery. And let me see when he... Okay, so you can see here that the gas tube inside... Oh, no, that's not it. Come on. I want to be careful skipping around because I don't want
fucking
YouTube to...
YouTube, dude.
Dude, I don't know why it's going so slow. Please. Okay, so you can see here that the gas tube is fully moved to one side of the upper receiver. Well, that's not it. This is not the bad part, okay? Wait till you see why the gas tube has shoved itself all the way to the other side. Does he have he has to have a close-up of it somewhere in here. Well, actually, I can probably play this part because you can't see the full thing. So if we could move forward. Okay, so there we can see this.
Right here. It's completely I mean,
that just melted. It just fell. It just after only 190 rounds, the whole thing just started.
I hope
to
Goldweb was like, "Well, hell,
sag.
here's what's wrong with it. It's fucking made out of shit." I hope that's what
Ain't
he
got
said.
no gas in it.
Yeah, ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah, it basically it turned into a snake, right? So it just started to follow. It started to follow the path of least resistance, right? So literally the upper receiver where the gas tube goes into was holding the gas tube up as the rest of it just started to melt. I don't know.
Somebody in the chat say it's aluminum.
That was a joke, right? So in the title, I joked that it was aluminum. As far as I'm aware, aluminum gas tubes do not exist. All right, that is a joke. But whatever it was garbage, right? And for somebody like Q who defends his price tag, who says it's so nice, it's the best, it's the greatest of all time, it's so accurate, it's so durable or whatnot, like apparently he's buying midnight special gas tubes made out of like Chinesium pot metal. Like maybe he has a vat of high points that he melts down in the back and then forms into gas tubes. Maybe that's his deal, right?
How about no, Q? How about I think you're gay?
I've had a little bit of time behind a couple just because like I've been forced to be at events that they were at. And
Gas tube so crooked it gave money to IPAC. Oh my gosh.
That was a good one. That was a really good one. No, I mean, like, I've had time behind a couple of them, but they never like, and I wasn't shooting enough for this kind of thing to happen. But I was shocked at like how many people like hyped them up, because I was like, there's nothing about this, honestly, that really strikes me as special. Like,
Well, yeah, actually, that's actually a feature, because if they shot it any more, then the barrel would fail, right? So it's actually a safety
yeah.
measure.
Yeah.
That's why you put in a garbage gas tube in there.
It's shrunk down on the actual barrel itself. It's snaking all the way up in the receiver, just like a snake, like I said. And then back here, which is what caused that one fire a minute ago that we seen, it is completely to the right of the receiver, so it's pointing over here. So the gas tube, the gas tube itself couldn't.
Yeah, it's
I
barely
fucking love
in
Golden
there.
Webb's voice. I fucking love
No,
that
he's got some of that southern drawl. He's like,
Yeah,
hey, you can see that thing
he's
is
funny,
snaking
dude. I
all
like-
up and around in there, and it just won't feed no more, you know? Huh?
I like his content. That's what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
at. Like, go sub to him, dude. He's funny. I like that guy.
Yeah, reusable. They took the metal straws from California and put it in their rifle. This has got to work, guys. All right, we're saving so much money on this thing. Well, I want to see, dude. I would love it if Q commented in here. Let me see. I want to see, please, Q. He's not going to do it. He would be coping in some funny way.
Dude.
But I would love
Somebody
it so
commented
much,
earlier.
dude.
They said, hypothetically, you're Q's social media guy. What do you do?
Well, yeah,
Well,
Kevin
it slithered up
condescendingly.
like a snake. What do you say? I'm gonna email Q. Hey, it slithered up there like a snake. No other fucking context.
Yeah.
Let's see if they respond.
Hey, is my gas tube supposed to turn into a snake at 167 rounds?
Turn
Asking
into
for
a
a friend.
rattler. Turn into a rattler. What are you gonna do for me?
Yeah, KB's solution is increasing the twist rate. Probably. Yeah. Well, anyway, so let's see. Now, personally, no offense to Golden Web, but the burn down videos are silly, right? They're fun. They're not like actually useful. Like, for instance, what's the difference between a rifle going 800 rounds or 1,000 rounds non-stop full auto, right?
What's the difference? About $100.
Public opinion.
Public opinion, right? I mean, yeah, but it's like, realistically, is that really that big of an issue? Like, no.
Why do you think
No.
MP has a really good rep after that Your Anthem video?
Who does?
MNP, Smith and Wesson.
Oh, well, no, it's great marketing, but I'm talking like real talk here, right? Do you care?
yeah.
Like, your individual rifle, if it does not go 1,000 rounds nonstop full auto, it's like, oh, my rifle's no longer duty grade. I got to go get a new one because of the Golden Web burn down test. It's like, should everybody go out and buy a BRN4 heavy barrel? It's like, well, no, of course not. The reason these guns last longer in these sort of tests usually is like, well, it's a heavy barrel, so it can take a lot more heat. So yeah, it takes a lot more rounds to break, right? Now, $200, 200 rounds is pathetic. Now, what is funny is the outliers too, like CAC being on basically the bottom of the list. Like, CAC might be the most expensive, lowest placement. Like, it barely beat a Bear Creek Arsenal, which is literally
It's just
1/10
nuts.
its cost, right? Like, that's funny. That is quite funny. Geisley Super Duty. Now, one thing is weird here, that I think there's also a lot of variability to these tests, because the Geisley Super Duty did 900 rounds, and then the Geisley URGI did 625, but they're basically the same guns. So I don't know what the real difference is there between a Super Duty and a URGI, because again, they're basically the same guns.
Hey, all I know is shout out Red Right Hand here. All I know is you're better than Sig forever.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that matters. Just take the
That's
win.
it.
Take the win. You're number 4
Take
on the list,
win,
dog.
dude.
Number
Put
4 on
that
the
on
list.
your website. Better than Sig Spear LT.
No,
Just put it up
dude,
there.
I'm saying CAC as KAC. Knights Armament Company is in the bottom half of the list, the bottom third of the list, dude.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, the URGI is a government profile barrel. That's I guess that's would make sense because it has more weight out front, whereas the Super Duty has a taper profile. That's possible. I didn't know that though. That's interesting. But either way, I do love memeing on Mr. KB a little bit. I think it's funny for the amount of marketing bravado and BS that he claims. I just find it a little ironic. All right, let's speaking of gay silly stuff. This is me to KB's marketing team right now.
Yeah, straight.
Okay. Oh shoot, can I show that? I can show that.
What
no,
the
maybe
fuck
I can't.
is that?
Okay, don't worry about it.
Ew.
So we have the only recoil system that adapts as you shoot, the VPRS 15 by Cook Spring Co. Now this is going to be used in Spike's tactical rifles. So this is a new spring that will solve all of your problems. And again, keep in mind that we're talking about marketing BS a second ago. Oh, it's also heavily copyrighted Metallica music. But it's a cut. This is just a cutout, but it's a variable spring rate spring that is more springy than any spring that was sprung before, right? So this is their marketing for it. Let me see. Is it going to loop around again? It's marketing, bro. It's marketing. It's going to fix your problems.
I know it's marketing, and I know there's a retard who's going to be like, "Oh, I need this right now."
Mm-hmm.
But like, who gives a fuck?
So, well, listen, nerds care, okay? Autists care, okay? You're going to have to deal with some AR-15 autism for a second. The variable pitch recoil spring, the evolution of buffer springs for ARs. No more trying to figure out what spring you need. This is the only one for your AR. This just reads like snake oil. The variable pitch design substantially reduces felt recoil by breaking up the initial impact from the round being fired and progressively slowing down the bull carrier, acting as a mechanical cushion. It works phenomenally in 9mm blowback systems and 300 blackout as well, made for carbine buffer tubes. The VPRS 15 will also come in all of our factory builds, and that this is for Spike's Tactical. So it's just
it's a fucking spring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should buy it. You should buy it, Vintage. It's going to solve your problems, bro. I mean, it is, at the end of the day, it's $20, but I do love the marketing BS that follows with it, right? It's $20. It's
Guys,
$20. Dude.
we engineered this spring to be extra springy,
make a bunch of fucking
extra
money.
awesome.
It's $20. Listen, dude, it's $20. It's $20, but it's gonna solve all your needs. No, it's a fucking spring.
The people who are gonna buy this are the same people who have like 6 PSA rifles. And they're all set up the same. Like, oh, this is the new thing.
Yeah, okay,
this is the new thing.
This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna buy a really cheap rifle and then buy something like this to fix the problem, right? They're gonna be like, my rifle don't shoot too good. I'm gonna buy this spring because I saw it on this Instagram clip from Spike's Tactical, and they got a cool.
Mind. You know what? I changed my mind. What's the name of the company?
Spike's Tactical and Cook
Spike's
Springs.
Tactical. I'm buying this spring right now, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna have the best spring that's ever existed. And I'll make sure to do a video on it. For $20, I'll make a video on that.
So I guess
right now.
I guess the point, like beyond the marketing BS, is that well, actually I don't know. Yeah,
what's
I
the
don't know.
point?
I don't know. It behaves
Spike
differently.
Tactical, the whole company.
But I'm curious, how does it behave differently? Because does adjusting the coil length change the compression rate? Because that's all springs are. It's just compression rate, right? It's more or less. Like,
I think this is all garbage, and
what
shouldn't
changes
care about it.
What changes the dynamics of the
financing
spring?
available.
What changes the dynamics of the spring are the diameter and the twist rate. Usually, you can get around like with different materials and such, but
none of this fucking matters at all.
No, it doesn't. Not in the slightest.
This is straight up nonsense. This is
less of a
this is product to sell.
Can I buy this using Klarna, guys? Please.
You know Jerry Metulek made one as well that had
the magnetic one
in it.
Yeah, the magnet buffer. I remember the magnet buffer. Yeah,
they wanted like $120 or $140 for it or something crazy.
I mean,
All right,
Jerry
guys.
Mitchell, like,
Doesn't
is still a
matter, just
boomer
buy a
at the end of the
spring.
day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, okay, to pretend that Jerry Mitchell wasn't quite literally a paid spokesperson for the vast majority of his career. Like that's how, like, he didn't actually win like a lot of money in competition. That's not really how that
It
works.
was
You
before
get
like
paid
we
by
had a bunch of
companies.
autists. Like it was before we had a bunch of autists like taking stake in what people did. Because I promise, if Jerry Mitchell was around, like say he was like 20 or 30, all of you motherfuckers would be worried about. Wait, where's that sponsor money coming from? Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? Where's that money?
Well, right. It was a much less critical environment, right? This is like when
Boomers didn't
magazines
give a
were the
shit.
big thing, basically.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I have something odd here. All right. So Motto Memes reached out and he was like, "Hey, you should take a look at this product and have them send you something so that you can make a video on this is AR9 gayness, so I wish that Bones was here so he could critique this setup." All right. But what we have, this is from Novox Research. And this is a barrel shroud suppressor SD kit that goes you plug this into an AR9. This is an AR9 barrel, any AR9. You have a tapered shroud that goes onto the barrel. You have your tube extension, your end cap, and then your suppressor just threads on to the end of this. This is not a suppressor, but this will quite literally SD any AR9 out there, right, with the appropriate length handguard. Because this will with the ported barrel, it will slow down 115 grain to subsonic, so it acts like an MP5 SD, right, and give you a ridiculous sized expansion chamber, and then you just thread your suppressor onto the end of this. So this is not a tack stamp. So if you already have a 9mm can, you don't need to go get another one, right? You just thread it on to the end of this contraption. And yeah,
So like a cool idea, but not. So basically, like cool idea doing what the SD does, but without the sex appeal and the aesthetic.
Yeah, so for instance, I have my 9mm behind me, my EPC 9. So I just throw that barrel in there, throw the tube in there, and then throw a 9mm can on the end. And you have a gun that shoots 115 subsonic and is really quiet. Because I mean, even with a relatively small can on the end of this thing, there's just a huge amount of volume. Yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't. Yeah, it's probably pretty quiet without a suppressor on there. All right. But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. So I think they are going to send it out to me, and then I'll just go buy another 9mm can so I can do a review on the 9mm can on this thing and have an AR9 SD at home, basically. And it's a one tack stamp gun.
No, it's kind of cool. I mean, like, I'm not shitting on it. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah,
Depends on how much it costs.
Well, if
Yeah,
I remember
true.
correctly, the MSRP, and this is for everything, it comes with the barrel, the shroud, the adapters. It's $350.
That's not too bad.
Because I mean, like a barrel's $100, but then you have to port it, right? So you have to make sure that porting's done well. And then you have hub adapters, taper adapters, and then the volume itself. It's not $350. I mean, it's not terrible. Not the worst out there.
No,
Now,
that's
it's
not-
still kind of a novelty. It's still kind of a novelty, and you would still.
But that's why you would pay that money for it. I mean, it's a novelty.
Yeah.
So that's assuming you have the money to do that and you don't
Mhm.
want to pay for an SD, right? Fucking what's the alternative for that kind of deal?
Well, I mean, the thing is, you probably already have an AR9, or if you don't have an AR9, they're dirt cheap, right? So an MP5 SD or something that is SD, what's the cheapest SD option out there on the market? $2,000?
Yeah.
$2,500? Something like
Yeah.
that. But like,
somewhere-
I put together that AR for like $400, dude.
Well, yeah, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm getting at. That's what I'm trying to get at is like, yeah, your options are, thousands of dollars or whatever that costs plus the cost of a AR9, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dick Speeder, be a man and just drill ports into your PSA barrel. Yeah, what could go wrong? What could go wrong with a little bit of drilling between friends? Just like what Vintage Warfare was doing in the woods with his buddy. right? Was that a smart one?
It's actually right out of frame of this photo right now.
Oh my gosh, this is ugh. Why was there a
This is the
photographer there?
location.
Gross.
Get you a DOE one and get it done.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is kind of cool. It has the Colt magazines. Mine's a Glock lower because I'm a Glock poor, and Colt magazines also kind of suck. Not gonna lie. All right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get to the rest of your support tonight, gentlemen. If anybody needs to hop off, feel free. I don't want to keep you guys all night here.
I'm gonna hop off for right now, brother. But nice talking to everybody. I'll be on your Discord. I just I don't want to be live anymore.
No, you're good, homie. 100%. Have a good night, dude. Thank you for having to relive each traumatic experience
no,
about
you're
tonight's
fine,
stream.
dude. You're fine. I wasn't expecting that, but honestly, sometimes that keeps you in the right mindset. Just remember, it's not just you. Like, there are men who have had it far worse than you. So it's a good thing. But all right, goodbye. I will be in your Discord.
All right. Have a good night, Vintage. Appreciate it, sir. Have a good night, dude.
Before we get on to it, there was one question here. Why is no one talking about the outlier backdraft barrel?
I don't even know what that is. So
it's the one that they teased at SHOT Show last year, which was basically just a sleeved AR barrel. But the thing is it's not ported.
Was that the one that was?
Yes, that's the one we checked out that Overton Windex did, and he hopped on.
Okay.
And dropped
like
a
the
slurp.
9. Yeah. I just looked on their barrels right now, and it doesn't even appear to be there. So
yeah, it was just a concept as far as I'm aware of. They didn't ever actually go anywhere with it, but that chamber was supposed to act as a blast chamber, but the barrel itself was not ported underneath that chamber. Yeah, I thought about that the second that you showed this off, but it's not quite the same thing.
All right. Everyday American for 10 says, and then they have to come back and years later be told their sacrifice meant nothing, and then they have to go to their deathbed wondering if it was all worth it, and that is reprehensible.
Yeah.
To be abandoned by your own people, essentially, right? To feel like an outcast in your own home. A tragic end. But I mean, there's always hope, right? So I don't agree with the black pills, but yeah, it's a sad reminder of reality. Ton Dogs 2 says, "Oh look, should have sent more V2s. I should have sent more V2s to England. I didn't get that at first. Thank you, Ton Dogs.
Who's sounds like a cool guy.
Amrite Boy over on Ko-Fi says, Adam Brown was the best example of a warrior for God I have ever heard of in the modern world. He went from crack addict to DevGru. He made sure to credit God and his family for every achievement in his life. His effect on the men he served with is astounding." Good. Excellent. We need more people like that. Thank you, Amrite Boy. I appreciate that, sir.
Real quick, John. I'm gonna head on out of here. Have fun reading all the super chats.
Okay, appreciate it, sir.
Adios,
Have a good night, Dave.
amigos.
Have a good night.
Wow.
Monoculous over on Ko-Fi becomes a Ko-Fi caffeine creep. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. Axe to Grind for 2 says, Melanoid was rubbing salt in the wounds of the old man. Let me pull this up here. What do you mean by that, though? Let me get a picture of him. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? I'm just as British as you are, eh? In it? Art Vandalay for 2 says, imagine telling that vet to scan a QR code for a menu. Yeah, well, I mean, my dad's getting up there, and it is much the same. Thank you, Art Vandalay. Sea Runner for 5 says, my ancestors fought on both sides. German uncles in the U.S. guarded German POWs with a U.S. sniper rifle guarding them. Cousins killing cousins. Brother Wars, as it's known. Chromosome Hoarder for 2 says, stop making me cry. Can't do it. You got to feel it. Thank you, Chromosome Hoarder. Focus Strip's wife for 2 says, who put onions in the live chat? Yeah. Tondogs for 2 says peak dishonor if you fought the Germans. No, no, no. People fighting for their nations, even if they were lied to, even if the reasonings were wrong, it was their duty to do so. Thank you, Tondogs. Just some Space Cowboy for 5 says the country they fought for, our birthright, no longer exists. But it can again. How about that? How about that? Cubby for 5 says, hey, my grandfather fought in World War II. I bet one of your grandfathers took him as a POW. It's possible. Thank you, Cubby. Chromosome Hoarder. My grandfather was in the nuclear program at the time, so he was working on other things. It'll be okay, guys. God wins in the end. Indeed. Thank you, Chromosome Hoarder. Appreciate that, sir. Andrew Webb for 5 says, that old Marine got me wanting to start Fed posting because screw the people that have done this to the best of us. Crap, that hit hard. Indeed. Yeah.
I wasn't aware that your quest to nuke a small country was going to be furthered by your grandfather.
I have a genetic lineage. I must carry on my grandfather's legacy by repeating his successes. An Axegrind for 5 says, ask any white GWAT guy and he'll probably say the same thing. For us, our country didn't burn slowly, it incinerated overnight. Me, I blame the chosen, I think is what he was trying to say there. There are fingers to be pointed, and that's all well and good because you want to recognize what got you here in the first place. But I think you also definitely need to be constructive in how do we move forward, right? Focus Trippenheimer. Yeah, minus the Jewish part. Oh my gosh. Hello, Sar. Hello there. For 2 says, do not worry, Sar. I will get breeding visa. All right, thank you, Mr. Ike. Andrew Webb for 5 says they think Glock users don't know how to use a Dremel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to take about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes when they get the chance. Vinland Werewolf for 2 says Gib hoodie and matching AR magazine, please. I am sorry, but it is a one-off. Can't have it. Mega base, but you can't have it. Everyday American for 5 says O-Block switching on does not have the ability to modify this photo switch. Should be good enough for the EBT Americans. I mean, maybe there's an argument to be made that the technology and the skill required to remove a couple tabs might be a significant barrier of entry to certain individuals. Possible. Thank you, Everyday American. John's wife for 2 says girls with grippies, Glocks with grippies. All right. Thank you, Sydney. Appreciate that. Chromosome Hoarder for 2 says, did they update the mouth fit on the Gen V? Still just as good as it was before. So it's gonna feel just like
the rounded edges on the front.
Smooth insert. Doomer John for 10 says, around the time the Gen V was leaked, a weird billboard run by Glock appeared here in Chicago, urging people not to illegally modify Glocks. I actually have that image right here. Let me pull that up. Dude, I hate it when it does this. Can you just save the freaking image, dude? There we go. This one. Yeah. Make safety your target. Avoid illegal modifications. GlockSafety.com. Just, it's all this weird timing stuff that, the more conspiratorial types be putting on our thinking caps. Thank you, Doomer John. Appreciate that, sir. The Lightsport for 2 says, will these ones still talk to me when I'm drunk? Listen, my Glocks never stop talking to me, okay? A little ASMR in your head. It's like, draw the gun, pull the trigger, pull the trigger, pull the trigger. Get them now. Now, they deserve it. The lights, thank you, the Lightsport. Ridiculous for 2 says, inner city Glock store run by Jontavius McGlizzy. We always sell here to Glock 23. Thank you, Ridiculous. DHC 1488 for 5 says, my wife's boyfriend is going to get a stern talking to for using a switch on her. Same thing as a Glock switch, right? I think your parents should have a conversation with you, sir. I am David for 10 says, this was never about California. They'd have to reapply for roster anyhow with chamber indicators and magazine disconnects as well. Any change, big or small, would have required that. I suppose. I mean, California just kind of seems like a lost cause. Thank you, I am David. Dog on a phone for 5 says, does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? Well, it never leaves. That's the thing. Maybe you don't feel it in the moment. Maybe you feel a little depressed, but I think that maybe you're just focusing on yourself a little too hard, you know? Thank you, Dog on a phone. I appreciate it. Very, very deep philosophical conversations from the dog. Crack Viking. Crack. What the dog doing? Crack Viking for 2 says all Catherine Glock cares about is horse comp. All right. Thank you, Crack Viking. That's really that was the business that she was actually interested in. Chud McGill for 2 says I'm 25 and I have to compete with Gaston for women my age. It's probably true. Thank you, Chud McGill. Sabardic Noticer for 2 says Gen Vag discharge.
Ugh.
Chromosome Hoarder for 2 says vintage a train fan ? It depends on which way you mean that, but it's possible. It's very possible. Huge Ass says a stolen car stole my bike. Yeah, watch out for those stolen cars there, Mr. Jazz. Polly B for 5 says aluminum gas tube. What a sorry sight for sore eyes. I don't slave away 12 hours in the wage cage 5,000 for this. Yeah, I don't know, bro. If you buy a $2,000 sugar weasel and you get a Play-Doh gas tube, I feel like you should get your money back.
Bad investment. Just buy a BCA.
Hey, Asian Massage Review, I'm retarded. Don't worry about it, dude. If I don't pick up on a line or a reference, it's because I'm retarded. Just always assume that. Speaking of retarded, Focus Trips Cat for 5 says Mama Donnie is not Muslim. He supports LG HD TV 4K Plus and puts on the tiny hat while consulting with the Jews. Married to a Hindu outside his faith, duped New York.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think you're conflating two different things, right? It's like, is he Muslim? Like when he needs to be, right, for a Muslim audience. But all politicians are snakes, liars, and lizard shapeshifters, right? So Mama Donnie is whatever he needs to be in the moment. And I mean, he'll change his opinions over years. Like you guys remember the interviews when he was in Britain. He would talk with a British accent. And now that he's here, like it's just gone. Like it's all fake though, right?
You mean he pulled a Hillary Clinton?
Yeah. Thank you, folks, for Cat, though. I appreciate that, sir. John's wife for 5 says a new show segment is Vintage talking about a woman or an old gun. Well, it should be an old woman or an old gun, right? Because we all know what Vintage is into. Thanks, Sydney. Ridiculous for 2 says S5 Tactical plus HK Parts G36 Despop did a vid on it. I saw the G36 vid. I like the G36, but it's also a video game thing, right? I remember playing with the G36 in Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 back in the day, and oh, that's a cool gun. Do I actually want to own one and pay a couple grand for it? Not as much. Not as much. Thank you, Ridiculous. Speaking of voice changers, maybe I should... Do I have one? All right, we're going to do Space
Marine. How does this sound?
Yeah, it's doable. The background noise is a little strange, but it works.
Well, yeah, I think it's like a space captain thing. Let me see here. I'll turn the background down. There we go. Okay. Jim Eagle for 2 says, it's my birthday. Kiss my assholes. That's not very nice. It's just nice that you share a birthday with the Marine Corps. How about that? Thank you, Jim Eagle. Chud for $2 says, Vintage, I'm buying a 1934 Beretta for my gym carry. That's flexing. I'll text him that, okay? Or if you're on the Discord, just let him know. Actually, speaking of Discord, let me pull up the link for that real fast. Click the invite button, drop it, boom. All right, Discord invite in the chat. Thank you, Judd. Madden W for 5 says, hey, Vintage. Oh, shoot, I should have gotten to this while I was here. I should have actually had you get the ones that were for him specifically. Madden for 5 says, hey, Vintage. Agent Sir, that recent video you made, can I send you links of other videos that have a similar vibe? If so, where can I? VintageWarfare69@gmail.com.
That is actually his legitimate email address too, by the way. That's not a meme. That's his legit email. And also, if you're in the Discord, I believe he's in our Discord. You should just drop him a DM. But yeah,
Yeah,
email
just
will
DM.
be the best way.
Just tag him, he'll be there. Paulie B for 2 says at Vintage Warfare. Nice. Thank you, Paulie B. Chud McGill has incredible gassy stickers for me. Well, you can email, just send me a DM or an email, and I mean, my P.O. box is listed on the website, so if you can't figure it out, like, Chud, I mean, maybe noggers are a little developmentally disabled or something, just saying. Thank you, Chud, appreciate that. Chromosome Hoarder for 2 says, just made Vintage Warfare 69 grinder account. Mega based. Sign him up for, like, Cialis or something. Timbo Crimbo for 2 says, Vintage, say happy birthday, you dirty little soldier. Gosh, take it, guys. Get on the Discord and tell them to say it. Get on the Discord, it's free.
It's funny that you say that somebody signed him up for Cialis. I don't know who did it still to this day, but somebody signed me up for Cialis, Viagra, and Athlete's Feet, all of the mailers. Like, I would get about 60 a day, and it was like that for a while. So I don't know who did it, but it was a good joke. Well played.
That's actually pretty funny. Sign him up for like Alcoholics Anonymous letters or something funny. Jose Vasquez, member for 4 months, says Christ is King. Indeed, thank you, sir. For the Emperor, which probably sounds decent in this voice. I can't hear myself, so I'm only assuming it's all right. Christ is King for the Emperor. Actually, I can change the pitch. Hello, how about now? Is this better?
Oh, yeah.
For the Emperor. Chud for 2 says, anyone use these Zastava M83 revolvers? Pretty cheap. Well, listen, they're revolvers, so I hope they're cheap. I mean, they're meant for, like, holding up crack addicts at your local 7-Eleven and not much more, dude. Thank you, Chud. Central States Defense, Ben says, hey guys, work has been an absolute shit show lately, and I'm buried under the weight of it all. I'd really appreciate some positive prayers. Of course, yes. I'll happily say a prayer for you, Ben, in your difficult job. Let me go ahead and just write that down so I don't forget.
Ben, you've got my DMs, bud, if you ever need to chat.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that, sir. Hope your night gets better, let's say that. Jim Eagle for 5 says, I bought an LWRC instead of a DDM4 as a post-deployment grab because the Daniel defenses were unobtainable. Best fortune I've ever had. Also, happy birthday, Devils. Yes, indeed. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps. I love LWRC. Right? So, I mean, I would buy another. I need another ICDI. Thank you, Jim Eagle. Vinland Werewolf for 2 says, tips touching tactical. Look at their emblem. DC's Douay. Are we talking about, is that actually a real company, Tips Touching Tactical? I'm not going to look that up. I'm absolutely not going to look up Tips Touching Tactical. Richard can if he wants. Thank you for that.
I don't want to, but...
Moonman for 10 says, Richard, that thing I made for you, you know the one. What now, Chud? Yeah, we got it. Thank you, Moonman. Moonman again says, frick the QR code menus. Yeah, they're pretty cringe. Focus Trip Skibbity Toilet Riz. Where is it? I have it.
Skibbity Toilet Riz. Okay.
Says Glock knows they can't read, right? I feel like Glock is making some silly little choices, okay? So what they do and don't know, I'm not entirely sure. Moonman for 5 says, don't worry, like Prometheus giving fire to man, I will learn the Nappas the way of the rotary tool out of spite with the system. Honestly, giving fire to humans is like teaching Nappas to Dremel. That's funny. That's a funny comparison. It's like that SpongeBob meme where it's the stick, and the fire, and the plant, and it takes them forever to figure out that you can, instead of holding it there with your bare hands, you can use the stick. Similar concept. Lightsport for 2 says, y'all ain't just using royal honey. We're talking about Cialis and other issues. Listen, I may be an old man of 30 years old, but I don't have any of those issues yet. So as soon as I do, I'm just gonna check out the Glock Gen V mouthfeel, okay? We'll see how it goes from there, alright? Thank you for the Lightsport. Appreciate that, man. Alright. Richard, what do you got going on, homie?
Well, tomorrow I've got the unfortunately sad video of the kart racing champ who was removed from this lane in his own prom.
Murdered by Napas, who should have both been in prison forever, at best, at most lenient.
Yeah, it's a sad story, but it's went under the radar of quite a few people, so if I can bring it to some more people's attention, then that's the least I can do.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we can do, right? Is try and bring awareness and push the political narrative to its logical extent and advocate for solutions.
Yeah, some of them final, possibly even. But yeah, so if you guys aren't aware, I run the second channel, Focus Clips. I take the streams and I cut them up into little bite-sized pieces. So if you could go over and subscribe and watch and thumbs up and do all the things, really helps us out, and it's all free. So I really appreciate it.
100%. We put that link in the chat for everybody. That is Focus Clips, and then I'm going to drop the link for the Discord as well. All right, gentlemen. With all that out of the way, I want to thank everybody for watching, for hanging out. A little bit of a harder stream to get through. Some wacky topics, but some very sad, heavy stuff. But I think those are the important ones to do. Workfully. But with all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one, gentlemen. God bless.